Guest also helped save the day when he used his 11 years of martial arts training to stop a possible abduction. In this video, you see him take down a man who was said to be trying to take a baby stroller from a mother.
I tried to stop it. He tried to stop it, liar. Liar. A liar.
My goodness, Brian is here with us. We're in New York City, which is where you were you overheard a commotion in a nearby park. What happened?
Yeah, I was sitting on a park bench with my girlfriend, and I heard some screaming, some yelling. So when I approached the scene, there was a man playing tug-of-war with a mother with her stroller. And by the time I got there, there was already a couple guys trying to help, trying to peel his hand off the baby stroller. And, you know, things were escalating. They were yelling at each other. The suspect was saying things like, "This could be my baby. How do you know it's not my baby? Why are you helping her?" And then continuing trying to rip it from the mom. Eventually, they were successful in peeling the hands off, and the mom made a break for it. Right. And that's when we're all still kind of surrounding the guy, and, you know, there were fighting words being exchanged, you know. And I felt like there was about to, you know, punches were about to start coming. So I went from behind, put him in a rear naked choke just to bring him to the ground, then transitioned into a seatbelt grip where I wrapped my legs around him and I could secure him. So I felt like we needed to detain him before authorities could arrive, or we can figure out what's going on in this situation.
Yeah, I was trying to understand what you were doing, because obviously you have some skills, which we'll talk to in a second, but you'd wrapped up in a way that was not attacking him. And then I learned later on that you were not just concerned about him getting away, but also for his well-being. Now I understand that he could have easily been hurt by the people who were understandably angry he was trying to steal a baby.
Right, definitely. As it unfolded, we gathered that this guy may have been acting almost as a product to his mental condition. So when I brought him down, luckily I was trained in jiu-jitsu, and with jiu-jitsu you are able to control your opponent or partner's limbs, and you're able to control their body without hurting them. You can choose to obviously snap their arm or choke them out or tear their knee out, but jiu-jitsu really allows you to be able to control your opponent without having to inflict any sort of pain. If and only if you pair it with the mentality of, you know, diffusing or de-escalating a situation. Now, thankfully, that's what happened, because it turns out that he may be suffering from an episode. And initially, I wanted to make sure that he was detained by the time police got there safely. And also I had to, you know, keep the crowd safe and all that too. But towards the end of it, it kind of switched to keeping him safe from a ever-growing angry mob. People will walk past, go, "Hey, what just happened?" People will explain, "This guy just tried to kidnap a baby. I saw the whole thing." And though that is true, that is exactly what happened, but people would start saying things like, "You pedophile this, you pedophile that." People would start kicking at him. And I'm holding the guy, and he starts fighting back. He's trying to grab my face or headbutt me, and these people that are egging him on, I'm thinking like, "Oh, please stop, man. I'm down here. Please don't do this."
So you obviously have trained your body and your mind in martial arts, but it wasn't a coincidence. Please explain to the audience why you ever wandered down this path.
Sure. So it was in 2010, and
this is your training, I gather?
Yeah, this is us training at Evolution Muay Thai. This is in Thailand. 4 months out of the year, I'm in Thailand training and fighting out there. But what happened in 2010 was I was jumped outside of a venue by 6 men, and I was put in the hospital.
Ooh.
And after that incident, I remember just being in the hospital thinking, I wonder what Bruce Lee would do if he was ever jumped by 6 guys.
Right.
And I don't know, maybe Bruce Lee would have been beat up too. I don't know. But, you know, it got me thinking I should really learn how to defend myself. I should really learn how to fight. So I started doing a bunch of research, and eventually I landed on Jeet Kune Do and Jiu-Jitsu and then eventually switched over to Muay Thai. And ever since that incident that happened in 2010, I dove into fitness and wellness and martial arts entirely. I'm trained 5 days a week, 6 days a week for 10, 11 years now.
Well, lucky for everybody who's there that day you had. But there's a second part of this. You can be trained all you want in martial arts.
Sure.
You still have to have an instinct to run towards the fire, not away from it, to get involved when something's happening.
Sure.
Has that always been who you are?
Yeah, I think so. Obviously, having the physical ability to do something like this may help the confidence level, or anyone's confidence level. But I remember as far back as 2nd grade, my best friend in class just out of nowhere had a nosebleed, and I just wanted to help so badly, so I just ran across the classroom and I just cupped my hands and...
Oh, great, caught the blood.
Yeah, caught the blood. Obviously, it did no good, but that was my way of helping. I wanted to, you know, a class of 30 people, I wanted to just go and help the best I could, and as a 2nd grader, that was the best I could do.
God bless you. Have you had any further interaction with the mom and the baby?
Yeah, the mom, after the incident, so when they peeled the guy's hand off the stroller, she booked it, but after 30 minutes, she came back, and park security grabbed me because I was already, I went back to my girlfriend and sat at the park bench, and they came back and grabbed me and pulled me back into the scene, and I thought I was there to file a police report, but it was the mother. Oh. And she wanted, her and I had a nice conversation. She thanked me for it, and she also reached out about a month later, after, this was on the news and everyone heard of this story. She reached out and said, by the way, now that I've had time to digest everything, I really do want to thank you once again, and also I want you to meet my children. Oh. So she said that once, COVID is over, we should meet up somewhere, and she wants to introduce her children to me.
It'd be fabulous.
Yeah, I told her, you know what, I'm at Madison Sq Park all the time feeding those squirrels, so if you, are walking by, you see a tall Chinese guy covered in tattoos, chances are it's me. Feel free to say hi.
Head down there. Brian will teach you a little bit of martial arts. Thank you for standing in.
No, of course. Thank you.
The man that Brian restrained, by the way, was taken into police custody and then transported to a hospital for a psychological evaluation. So I think you probably were right. There was a lot more going on. Up next, how would you react to a dangerous crime? What you need to know to safely save the day.